Today we're going to be finishing up the bodice. I started it when we were still living at the old house and I got through quite a bit of it. So mostly all that's left is decorative kind of stuff. So adding some beading and the flowers, doing some of the bindings around the hem and the arm's eye seams, and then doing all of the like extra couture kind of stuff like flipper bones and ballet loops, and those kind of are more things to help keep all of the garments that I'll be wearing together. So the general plan is to finish up all the bindings around the hem and around the sleeve seams so that I can then move on to beading and all the decorative stuff, and then the very last stuff will be all of the added things like the flipper bones and the ballet loops. I'll explain what ballet loops are later. I've explained in a previous video what flipper bones are, and yeah, it's just going to be a lot of like finishing stuff up because I've gotten most of the structural stuff done at this point. But I will show the whole process to you guys because I do have footage of all of it. It's just, I am clearly at the new house right now, so I didn't want it to be like weird, like, oh, I'm going to make the whole bodice today, because that'd be kind of weird. It's already done. So we're just doing some finishing up stuff, and I was able, thankfully, to work on most of the structural stuff while I was still at the old house. So I got the whole bodice together, got the sleeves in, was able to get all the boning in, finished most of the eyelets, so I do have a couple eyelets still left to do, but the majority of the bodice is already put together. It's mostly just decorative stuff, so that's great news because that took a while. I don't want to redo all of it. Oh, I also did work some stuff out with the cage crinoline. It looks like a mess right now. I attached the bum roll. This is just temporarily attached right now just by safety pins. I don't know if I will ever actually tack it or if I'm just gonna do some, like, I don't know, hooks or thread marks so that I know where to safety pin it in case I ever want to use this bum roll for something else. There's also some straps safety pinned into here. I wanted to see if they worked before I permanently put them in. The behind my legs ones definitely work because they worked in the last video. I wanted to make sure I could still get the cage crinoline on my body with all of these straps in here. The last thing that I did with this is that I reinforced the bottom two rungs with corset boning. It's a 1/4 inch, so it fits into the channels just fine right behind the tutu steel. And I think that the main problem is that the tutu steel is just not quite stiff enough to hold up a skirt that is this heavy. I think if I was using not velvet, like literally if I was using anything besides velvet, maybe a heavy brocade also wouldn't work, but if I was using a lighter and kind of like more historically accurate fabric, I don't think it would be a problem, but this fabric is so heavy, I think that it's just crushing the tutu steel. So I just reinforced it, and I think that's working. It seemed to work on the dress form. Hopefully it continues to work when I am moving around a little bit more. That's what I figured out for the cage crinoline. Nothing is in there permanently because I haven't actually tried it on yet. I've only really tried the dress on for the videos because it's a lot of effort to get in and out of. So we'll be trying that once the bodice is all done. Hopefully it works. Okay, so now that I've told you all of that stuff, we can start doing the bodice stuff.
Gotta cut some stuff.
did this in my Jude Duarte gown for my Foundations Revealed contest entry, but I've just covered up the raw edge of the back fold over with a piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to whip stitch that down, and it makes it so that it's a nice clean center back edge. Micah, can you help me? Ready. Yeah. Alright, so fitting number 1 for the bodice. I am just wearing this skirt. It's not like the mock-up, it's the practice version of the skirt. I'm filming this kind of far in advance, but we're working on everything kind of concurrently, so that's where we're at. Hopefully the skirt will be in better shape next time I have the bodice on. But I think this is a pretty good approximation of what I want. I've raised the neckline an inch everywhere. That's looking a lot better. The corset is still peeking up just a little tiny bit here. You can see that, and I think it won't be obvious once the Bertha and the flowers are on there, and then I'll also stick just a flipper bone in there. I don't have any bones in this yet. I just put it together and wanted to see what it looked like and make sure that it looked correct, and I think it looks really good. I'm gonna stick some boning in there for sure. Hers goes through the waist quite a bit. I don't know, that doesn't seem to be working out for me very well. Maybe this needs to be lowered another inch at the side seam. I think that might help actually. Hopefully I have enough fabric to do that. But I think once this is pulled down there, that'll look really good. I don't know, like I kind of like how it stops there, but it goes through the waist on hers. So maybe I should drop it another inch so it does go through the waist. Let me grab a tape measure. Now I can't see anything. Oh well, that's about 1 inch and 1/8. I don't think I have a full 1/8, so we're gonna go for 1 inch. And I think it'll be pulled down more better, like it won't be scrunching so much once I do have some bones in there, so that should be fine. All the white thread is like basting thread because I basted all of my flatlining together before I stitched this together. I think some flipper bones up here will also help with the shimmies poking out, and I did it without sleeves for now just because I really wanted to make sure the fit of all the straps in the bodice was correct. I think the back looks really good. I think that's a really good, again, once the back has some bones in it, it'll pull down more rather than scrunching up like this. But I think that this all looks very good, and I'm really happy with it. Wow, that's a relief. Cool. I don't really think that there are many changes that need to happen to this. I think that everything is falling in the correct place. I already mentioned the ones that I think should happen, and I'm gonna mostly just stick some flipper bones in the front along the neckline, but that's an end kind of finishing thing, and then I'm gonna lengthen the side seam by 1 inch, and I'll just blend that along the sides to the front and back. But I think other than that, this is really good. It fits really well. There's a little bit of wrinkling right at like the apex of the bust, so I've left the full 1/2 inch seam allowance in there. I haven't really done anything to finish the seams, and I didn't press it too hard because I wasn't 100% certain that this was where it was going to land permanently. So I think once I do trim those out and press them down, that this will have a little bit less wrinkling. But I think it looks really good. Yay! Awesome. So the next step of this, I don't know, maybe take out all the stitching and resew it so that it's not stitched on like a 3.5, but maybe not, we'll see. But next I think is to add the boning channels and to work on the sleeves a little bit. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think it looks great, and oh my god, it's coming together. It's finally coming together, and it's great. It makes me very happy. Awesome. Normally closures are one of the last things that you do when you are making a garment, but because I need to have this on the form in order to make sure that a lot of the decorations are going to stretch the correct way, I'm doing the eyelets first because it's easy enough and so that I can make everything look right. called a ballet loop. It's a piece of elastic that I folded into a triangle and then I stitched it down the middle and stitched it to the bodice on either side of the elastic. You can see that it is center front. I'll also be putting one on each side seam so it'll get 2 extras. And basically what these do is they keep the skirt in place. So I'll be sewing a button onto the skirt and then the button can just kind of, I'm not left-handed, hold on. The button can go through the opening that I left, like that. And then it has a little pocket to sit into, made by that triangle. This will keep the skirt centered and prevent it from twisting around, and will also keep it kind of at the right height. The skirt's really heavy and will probably kind of slide down as far as it can, but this will prevent it from doing that. And these are a little bit bouncy, so they will let it have some give so it's not just like really stuck in place. So I've made it so that the waistband on the skirt sits right below the waistline on the bodice. You can kind of see where these points are kind of poking in. That's the waistline because it's the smallest part. And if I make the waistband of the skirt sit right below, then it won't be adding any bulk to the actual waistline. So that's why I've done that. And so these loops are gonna sit just below the waistline so that it'll keep the waistband at the waistline. Redundant that I said all of that, but that's what we're doing. They're called ballet loops because they're usually used in ballet. Makes sense. They're also really commonly used just in theater generally when you have big gowns like this because the skirts get really, really heavy. Okay, so just hold it.
Just hold it.
And I'll try to dive into it.
Too much?
No, more. I can't lift my arms up very high.
Oh, I see.
Okay, there's a lace, like it looks like a shoelace on the floor next to my table. This is so heavy.
I'm sorry, babe.
Like I can just feel my feet feel heavier.
Steadily heavier.
Does it meet? It should meet.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
To meet here at the bottom?
It's okay if it doesn't. Yeah. Yay! Oh, it fits! Thank God. You got the flipper bones in at the back. Yay! And I think adding the hoop reinforcement helped.
It's so pretty.
Because it doesn't seem like it's bowing at all anymore.
It's so pretty.
Yay!
Yay!
I could cry.
Look at your mom, baby.
Hi, baby. I feel like I was just like holding my breath this whole time, hoping that it would work. Look at your mom. She's cute. She said no kisses. So I think the cage crinoline worked now that I've reinforced it and put all the straps on it, so that's great. Now I can make those all permanent changes. And yay, I'm so happy with it. It looks so good. I feel like a fairy princess. Yay. The skirt is less painful when I have the bodice on.
That's good.
I put little loopies in the bodice to hold it up a little bit, so it's less right on my waist. Yay. Also, it's less painful when the cage crinoline is actually doing its fucking job. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy it's done. Wait, look. It's so beautiful. I'm honestly so relieved that it worked out as well as it did. Why? You stop running away. I cannot let you down. Do you think I can bend over in this? I can't. Okay. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you are as proud of me as I am of myself right now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, talk to me, and if you want to see the rest of this costume, I don't know, this is most of the costume, please subscribe. Next time we're going to be doing either jewelry or like gloves. I don't know. We've got only accessories left, and that's the gloves, the shoe covers, and a bunch of jewelry. And I've got some cool ideas for the jewelry. I don't have any cool ideas for the gloves and the shoes. Those are just going to be pretty straightforward, but yeah. So those are the next couple of videos, and then the full reveal eventually. Alright, bye guys!